Today we're talking about the hidden unspoken reasons why managers choose one candidate versus another. Have you ever gone on a job interview and you thought you did exceedingly well? In fact, you thought you aced that job interview and you were going to land that job, but for some reason you never got the call or you were told they went with someone else. Wonder why is that? Today I'm going to share with you unspoken reasons why hiring managers choose one candidate over another and give you 7 tips on what you can do to up your game in landing that next job. Hello, I'm Michael Robinson. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and that little bell to be notified of upcoming shows. Give us a thumbs up and also leave comments, ideas, thoughts, experiences. Let's share all of our knowledge together so we all can learn and grow and evolve. Today we're talking about unspoken reasons why hiring managers choose one candidate over another. Have you gone on a job interview and you thought you aced that job interview? Everything went amazingly well. You had a great connection with the manager. The interview lasted an hour or 2, or maybe you met other people in that department or even managers from other departments, and it felt really, really good. But for some reason, they went with someone else. Now, statistics have shown that 65% of the reasons why hiring managers choose one candidate over another is not because of skill sets, it's not because of qualifications, it's because of a connection. It's like dating, right? You go on a date and you connect with that person and that entices you to want to see that person again. Well, I'm not equating dating to job interviewing or being hired. They're unrelated. But I'm giving you the scenario to let you know that part of interviewing is about connecting. It's amazing to have the qualifications and the skill set. In fact, your resume speaks it. That's why you're there on the job interview, because out of hundreds of resumes or dozens of resumes, your resume was chosen because the interviewer thought that you had the qualifications they were looking for. So that's not even the point. The point is that you have a key that opens the door. It's whether you're able to open the door, enter the door, sit down, have a meal, have a conversation that builds a connection. So today we're going to be looking at the reasons why hiring managers, the unspoken reasons why hiring managers make decisions they make that are oftentimes subtle. The first thing that you want to be is curious. You want to ask questions because remember, the interviewing process should be a two-way street. They're interviewing you for the job because they have a vacancy, but you're interviewing them to see if they are a good fit for your talent, your career, your ambitions, your goals. But when I say be curious, I'm talking about curiosity about the job, about the history of the job, the company, the goals of the company, about the department, not about the person that you're going to be working for, but about the company and the job. The more curious you are, the more a manager sees that you are interested and you are interesting to them. For example, if I'm interviewing for an accounting position, I might want to ask the manager about the reporting. How often reports have to be submitted? What kind of reports? Are there balance sheets, profit and loss, trial balance statements? Are there subsidiaries to the company that I need to be looking at? How is the reporting done? Should I be giving it to my direct manager or should I be giving it to a colleague who then gives it to someone else? What is the structure of the department? Number 2, there's a timing to ask those questions, right? You don't ask them at the beginning of the interview. There's a period that will come in at the end of the interview where the interviewer would say to you, do you have any questions for me? Right? That would be your opportunity. The reason why I say that is because what you want to do is to let the interviewer lead the interview. When you meet the person, of course, you have an introduction and you exchange names and pleasantries and you sit down, but wait for the person to lead the interview. I've had situations before where people were so eager to impress me that they would come into a job interview, sit down, and start leading the conversation in a direction that I never even expected, in a direction that I didn't even want to go into. So it's like inviting somebody into your home, right? It's wonderful to be able to have a nice conversation with somebody, but be respectful of the fact that the interviewer is basically the one inviting you in, and therefore protocol requires that you let him or her guide the interviewing process. Number 3, be a problem solver. Come across as a solutions-driven problem solver and not someone who is bringing problems to the table. And make sure you express that in your interviewing process. And you don't have to say, I am a problem solver. You can show that in anecdotes that you present to the manager, which I'll talk about later. But make sure you talk about the fact that you are a solutions-driven person, that you want to be an asset that drives the department or the company forward. Make that your mission. If you come across as a problem solver, it can make someone feel very warm and fuzzy towards you, versus if you just come across as someone who is looking for a job, you've got the skill sets, and you want a home, whatever home means, and you just want to get into a company because you want to be a part of an organization. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. Show me that you can be a solver of problems, and I will be like, this person has a leg up in my mind. That's number 3. Be a problem solver and make sure you articulate that in the way you sell yourself. Number 4, don't talk yourself out of a job. We can do this in very subtle ways. We can do it by not answering certain questions, or we can do it and we are not even aware of the fact that we're doing it. Remember, every interview, think about it like the first interview, that the other interviews that happened before, even though they may not have gone very well, don't carry that energy into this interview. Treat each situation as a unique one. And what I mean by that is that you want to be optimistic, you want to be hopeful, you want to be positive. You don't want to bring negative don'ts or can'ts or won'ts into the interview. Pay attention to your body language, pay attention to your facial expressions, pay attention to how you are presenting yourself, because you can easily talk yourself out of a job by not saying something or by saying too much of something that is not necessarily positive, or by your posture, by the way you present yourself. Be positive, be upbeat, be outspoken, be spontaneous. Number 5, give anecdotes during your interviewing process. It's very important to talk about your skill sets when you are interviewing, right? To talk about how you have done things in the past. But it's even more impactful if you're able to give anecdotes on how you might have handled problems or situations in the past. It gives more color and flavor to what you are saying about your skill sets. It's not enough to talk about how you have done things, but also color it with multicolors that allows the interviewer to see your capabilities during the conversational process of interview. You would have learned the interviewer's name during the introduction process, how he or she wants to be called, whether it's by his or her surname or first name. Use the name, the person's name, during the interviewing process. So for example, the person says to you, so tell me about why you want to leave your current job. You can say, well, Michael, I have worked with the company for over 7 years, and I feel like I've reached my limit and the potential of growth does not exist. I want a new opportunity. I want to move into an organization like yours because I see the potential for growth, and I know my skill sets are not only relevant here and would not only match your company's needs, but I feel like my personality and my knowledge of XYZ would benefit your department and help you reach your target goals. When you mention someone's name, even though that person may be drifting off slightly, it perks them up. It brings them into the present. It makes them aware. It makes them pay attention to you. So use the person's name when you are interviewing with a potential employer. And I'm not saying use it every sentence, but at least use it twice during the interviewing process. It also makes the person feel more connected to you psychologically if you drop the person's name every now and then. So keep that in mind. Find ways in which you can start a sentence or end the sentence, or in the middle of an explanation, use his or her name. It sounds simple, but it's very important in that one thing that I mentioned at the beginning, that connection. Number 6, always be honest about what you're saying. Don't oversell yourself to the point where it sounds unrealistic, because managers can pick that up. And don't undersell yourself either, but speak in a way that is confident and honest and open. We are energetic beings and we can feel people whether we know it or not. We can feel what somebody is saying, whether it's coming from a place of truth or mistruth. So speak honestly about what you've done before and how you can do it better and how you can help the company grow and evolve and thrive. And it comes across authentically, and it comes across in a way that connects the dots and make the hiring manager think, And number 7, wear less makeup, less color, less perfume. You don't want to leave the room and have your scent linger for 20 minutes or an hour later. It can be very disconcerting. So be very conscious of how you present yourself, because ultimately you want to be unforgettable, but you want to be unforgettable in a positive way. So remember, less color, less makeup, less jewelry, less perfume, and look professional, be confident, be relaxed, have good posture, have great eye contact, be conversational, be open, be friendly. It can be the difference between you getting that job and someone else with the same qualifications that you have. So remember, less is more, being open is more, being confident. Practice if you have to. If you have to sit in front of a mirror for hours and just look at yourself, answer questions, talk to yourself, or have somebody, a trusted friend, sit with you and go over your interviewing skills. Because remember, interviewing is a skill. It is, for some people it's organic, because some people are just naturally able to talk to a tree and the tree falls in love with that person. But other people have to work on it. And if you're one of those individuals that have to work on your interviewing skills because you just don't naturally have that ability to be open and warm and engaging, then work on it. Have somebody work with you in working on that, because you want to land that job. And the only way you can land that job is by building that bridge of connectivity, connecting with that hiring manager. And connecting with that person, it's a very personal thing that nobody can teach you. I can give you insight into what it is that makes me choose one person over another, but at the end of the day, it's your ability to be able to take what I say, decipher it, make it work for you, that allows you to land that job in your next job interview. So until next time, I wish you well. Remember, click the subscribe button and that little bell to be notified of upcoming shows. I'm Michael Robinson. Think like an entrepreneur, be confident, and you'll succeed in your career.